Hey, welcome back everybody. Alright, so you see this crazy thing on your screen going bananas while I'm talking. Well, a little while ago I did a video on some great iPhone apps that are available out there for free, specifically for musicians. At the time I didn't review this particular app because it wasn't free, but I thought I'd introduce it today because I really like it. So this crazy thing going back and forth on the screen is it's called the iStroboSoft, and it's made by Peterson Tuners. And for those of you who don't know Peterson Tuners, they were probably one of the top manufacturers of strobe tuners. And back in the day, they were making strobe tuners that were basically analog. Then they moved into the digital domain and started producing virtual strobe tuners. And they came out with one for the iPhone and iPad. So this particular app costs about $10. And I bought it because I wanted to try it and give you my review. I really like it. I wanted to show you some of the functions and go ahead and show you how well it tunes. So if you look at the screen here, you'll see that at the bottom of the screen it's indicating that it's at 440 megahertz. So the 440 hertz is basically the standard tuning for a guitar. Now if you click on the little eye at the bottom of the screen, you have some additional options. So you go to the top button here, there's some tuner settings. So right now it's set to 440 hertz, which is concert A, and you could modify that and you can change it to whatever you need. It also will give you the option of modifying the tuning if you're using a capo. And I have the option selected at the bottom here, which basically shows the whole sense. And when they refer to sense, it refers to, you know, how above or below the accurate pitch you're actually hitting. I want to display all of it, so I have that selected. If I go back, it also allows me to calibrate the tuner, so I can input a frequency and I can actually calibrate it to make sure that it's dead on, which is quite a nice feature to have. I haven't seen any other tuners with this feature. Now this, I haven't calibrated it. I'm leaving it factory default just for this test. So you can also change the current calibration factor. Right now it's 100%, but I can modify that. Also, I can customize the colors. So if I don't like the actual colors of the strobe, I can change that to other color palettes if you're partial to other colors. And the news button at the bottom, it just takes you to some information as to what's new, which I won't bother showing. Now you notice that when I speak, it's trying to calibrate, and it's quite it could be quite annoying if you're in a noisy environment. So you can actually enable a noise filter, and I'll do that for you. So it asks you to remain quiet, and you can see that now I can talk at a relative volume, and it won't go as crazy as it did earlier. You can also boost the input. So if you're in a relatively noisy environment and you're trying to tune a guitar, which is maybe an electric guitar that's not plugged in, so it's relatively low, you can boost the input so that it has an easier job of tuning. Now I'm a little bit far from my phone here. I'm about 2 feet away, and the actual mic is facing the table, so I just want to see how good a job it does of tuning. So I'm going to start tuning my acoustic guitar. And as you can see, it'll try to So I'm going to stay quiet while I'm tuning because I don't want to interrupt it. But as for those of you who don't know how a strobe tuner works, it basically keeps on moving either up or down. And one indicates the sound being sharp, one indicates the sound being flat. And what you basically want to do is have the strobe tuner stay as still as possible, which means that you're close to your tuning pitch. So I'll move on. And I see here that the noise filter is actually hindering a little bit, so I'm going to remove the noise filter. So you see it's having a little bit of trouble with the B string. Oh, and that doesn't help. Got it. Pretty close. When you're down to about 2 cents or less, you're pretty close. So, as you can see, it's quite a nice tool to have in your pocket. For $9, you can't really go wrong. Obviously you can't plug in an electric guitar, but it does have the ability to pick up the sounds in a room, so you're able to tune your guitar if you're playing through a speaker. So I highly recommend you try this out. You might find that you like it. I think it's a pretty good tool. Thank you.